were just talking about that challenge and just, coming to the United States and having that experience of learning language.
Yeah,
And
it's very difficult, like for us, like when we came to US 2016, I didn't speak English.
wow.
Even I didn't know what means, how to say how are you, what are you doing. I cannot know. Just I know how to smile, just. But when we came, like I stay in a home like 6 months. I have groups was help me with learn English every week. Like teacher come to my house to help me to start speak English. Yeah, I told my husband because I feeling very lonely in home.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want to support myself and support my family. I want to find something to do it, and I love to cook. I told my husband I will do something with cooking,
So,
and I asked my group to help me to find some like company or like something to learn, because they told me here in America is different in my country.
So did you work in your country? And see, we didn't even ask about where did you come from?
I came from, my home is Syria. I came, like I moved Syria 2012 to Jordan. I stayed in Jordan 5 years. After that I came to America.
So were you living, when you left Syria, were you living in sort of a camp setting or
No,
in
no,
a city?
in a city. I live in Amman, in a
Oh,
city.
right.
Yeah.
Were you able to work in Amman?
No, because without certificate it's very difficult to find job, and also in my country I didn't work in. My husband, he have good salary and we have our home. We don't want to work. It's enough for my husband was, but here it's very difficult the life here, and especially like you need to start new life. We don't have anything. I'm glad to find Sanctuary Kitchen. Our group, she can help me to find Sanctuary Kitchen to start to teach us how to start our business.
And you knew you wanted to work with food because you loved
Yeah, because this is what we love,
Yeah.
and what we love, we want to show the people, American, like how give them the love.
Right. So what was it that you learned to cook? You cooked for Sanctuary Kitchen first. What were the first dishes you cooked? Do you remember?
I do event for Sanctuary Kitchen. They make event for somebody, like we go to them, and with many people, I think like event, and we talk about our story, and they make the meeting, Sanctuary Kitchen make it, and they give us opportunity to cook for dinner for this day, and we go, and I think shawarma and biryani or kebsi, I didn't remember, but I remember this, like I make for 25 people. It's very good to see, like communicate with many people, and you see new people.
Oh, wow.
It's very good to make this meeting to speak about our story,
Right.
because we speak in Arabic, and was this time we have interpreter to help
Yes.
us to explain.
So when did you find that you felt like New Haven was in this area in Connecticut would be home? Did you feel like you were home, like you felt like this was home, or was it when you started to cook?
When we came, we say this the second home for us. We want to start our life because we looking for safe place,
Yeah.
to be start again. This is what we look at. We feeling I am part in America now. Yeah, like this is what I feel like. It's hard, to move our home. It's very hard, but same time we glad we found place to be safe and good future for our kids.
And did you find that Sanctuary Kitchen sort of helped
You know, this
community?
sanctuary
Or-
kitchen, we glad to found like them. I hope for every city we have like them, especially for the woman, like the woman like us, like not just me. We have
Yes.
like maybe now we at like 9 chef here, like almost like there was when we start working here, we don't know English,
Yes.
and the woman just want to support herself, and she cannot find any place to go. Is here only woman working with them, and they help us
Yes.
to grow it, to communicate with the people, to learn English, to learn about different culture, you know, like very good for us, like to be like to learn all this. Any woman, they like to work. They
Yes.
they want the sanctuary kitchen to grow it,
Yeah.
because they want community also for them to work. Also, they wait to have like no, like you have a lot of chefs, Syrian people, they want to work also. And we have like 9 chefs, everyone like different country. From Afghanistan, from Iraq, from Sudan, we have from Congo maybe, I didn't know also, like, yeah. Damascus also from Syria, but we have 4 chefs from Syria, but every chef different city. Like I am from Syria, Homs, another chef Syrian Damascus, another one from Syrian Daraa. Everyone have different culture, you know, with the food. We mix here with like this, all we work like a team. Like also, you know, because I work in, my husband, he have opportunity to study, to go to finish GED, and now he want to go to college. Because I work in, I found this job, and I support myself and support my kids and support my family, you know. How is this amazing? Like, I cannot believe I came to America. I am very worried when I came. I'm thinking how is the life hard.
Do people have that impression that America is going to be difficult?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, like everybody, like you, very difficult, especially with different language. When we came to a new country and we speak in different language, this is the part. But it's good to have like them.
Yeah.
For me, I told them I hope Sanctuary Kitchen make many part like different city to help the refugee people, like
Right.
yeah, not just Syrian one, Iraqi one, Afghani one, Sudani one. Yes, this one we look at.
Flore Foundation was set up as a way to honor and remember our close friend Flore, who devoted her career to a life of service and who is steadfast in her belief of universal human rights for all. For most of her career, Flore focused on the resettlement of refugees and on migration-related issues, including working in the Dadaab refugee camp in Kenya near the border with Somalia with UNHCR, in Afghanistan with the IOM, in South Africa, Malawi, Senegal, and Malaysia with UNHCR, and also with the IRC and the IDA Foundation. Embodying this, Flore's name in the logo of the Flore Foundation was taken from a postcard she had sent and signed from Dadaab in 2004. For us, Flore Foundation was created to be an extension of Flore's life, in order to symbolize that Flore had started out her career journey with helping to resettle refugees, and we could complete the next step by creating a foundation that could work with refugees once they were in their resettled destinations. Flore was above all one of the most compassionate and modest people we knew, and that also drives the ethos for the foundation. We are always inspired to question, what would Flore think about this, and how would Flore evaluate this, while making decisions for the foundation. And we strive to support organizations and entrepreneurs who we believe Flore would be touched by and would want to assist.
Aylan is a work that Drake Driscoll commissioned by former refugee composer Malad Yousafzai in December 2019. Aylan is dedicated to Aylan Kurdi, a 3-year-old Syrian boy who drowned in the Mediterranean Sea on September 2nd, 2015, while migrating to Europe. The composer, Malad Yousafzai, was born in 1995 during the civil war in Afghanistan. At that time, the Taliban were ruling Afghanistan, and music was completely banned. He's not only a composer, but also a talented pianist, conductor, poet, singer, painter, and calligrapher. Upon moving to the United States in 2015, Malad was awarded a full scholarship to attend Mann's School of Music, where he studies piano. He has had the opportunity to compose for the New York Philharmonic Chamber Orchestra, the Refugee Orchestra Project, the Kronos Quartet, and many others. Drake said, "I'm lucky to have had the opportunity to work with Malad, and I look forward to collaborating with him again on Vision's first commissioning project and album."
You talked about Sanctuary Kitchen seeking to honor the cultural heritage of your chefs. And that is something that is such a great mission. And I thought if you wouldn't mind talking a little bit more about how the chefs are able to do that.
Sure, yeah. So, it's really, ethnic food and different cultural food is really trendy right now, and it's very popular, and you can, get them at different restaurants. But a lot of times, you're not hearing the history behind those dishes, you don't know who's making it, and a lot of times there's no acknowledgement of its history or where it's coming from. So, we call that cultural appropriation. So, we here at Sanctuary Kitchen really spend a lot of time, are very intentional about not going down that path. And so for example, Amina mentioned that, even though we have 4 Syrian chefs, each chef comes from a different city, comes from a different background, they have each their own recipe. So even though they all make hummus, they each add their own touch. And so we try to honor that and make sure that our customers are aware that that this hummus that you're eating is Mona's hummus. She's from Damascus, so this has a Damascene flair to it, and that goes across the board. It's we're really trying to make sure that Syrian food, for example, doesn't become this ubiquitous cuisine like what Chinese food has become in America. Where it's just this one big broad term that covers everything. Same thing with Mexican food. So it's really trying to make sure that it doesn't just get lumped in as Middle Eastern food. That this is specifically Syrian food. This is specifically Amina's homsi muhammara. It's her dish. It's her recipe. And when a customer picks up their order, they're going to get some information about the chefs who prepare their food, who they are. We do these cultural events, these culinary events, where we give, a platform for the chefs to share their story.
The other comment that I've heard you talk a little bit about and would love to hear more about is this concept around being a diplomatic agent of change. And this, to me, could be so inspiring considering what's going on in our communities and in our world. And so how would you say Sanctuary Kitchen acts in this way? And how could we sort of, how do you sort of think about that concept?
Yeah, we feel like food is a powerful tool for social change, and we found, our experience has been that when you use food, whether it's eating together, cooking together, sharing food, it's an easy, non-threatening way to share about the other, to experience another culture, to get to know somebody. And really get to know somebody intimately as well. It's putting a human element to what might be learned about or heard about on the news and the headlines about, it's so abstract when you hear it when you study in school, in the books, or on the news. You're eating somebody's food, you're eating with them, you're cooking with them, you're developing a relationship, you're getting to know them, even if you don't speak the same language or you're from a different country. There is that kind of commonality because we all need to eat. You're eating together, cooking together, the conversation flows, right? And that information is exchanged, stories are exchanged, and you find out that, we both want security. We want to raise our children in a safe place. Like, we want our children to get a good education. We want to have a job and contribute to society.
And one of the things that I know you have been doing since the COVID pandemic is just, trying new techniques to get food into the community, curbside service, and then you have this partnership now with Atticus Books and things like that. And it sounds like things are just diversifying in ways that, I don't know if you ever expected before, but as we sort of move forward, are these new techniques and new methods something that Sanctuary Kitchen would like to continue?
Yeah, absolutely. So, what the pandemic, taught us and really forced us was to one, think out of the box, be creative, and one thing that the chefs have taught us is about resilience, because as Amina said, they had to leave everything, sometimes have experienced really horrible things, and then to come here and start over. And not only do they start over, but they're doing it with a smile and with generosity. So if they can do it, really, there's no excuse for us to come out of this stronger. So it's definitely been a learning curve, and we're figuring things out as we go. Luckily, we do have great partners in the community. The Atticus Launchpad is a great example of that because, they've been supporters of Sanctuary Kitchen since the start, and have all been providers of mentorship and advice, and as well as opportunities to get product out and do events together. So what they are helping us do is get our products out into the retail space on a larger scale than we could do on our own. Yeah, we do hope to go back to some traditional catering like we used to, but also continue